Welcome guys to TFGoose Gaming. I'm TFGoose here with Vendetta, and we're bringing you a special video today on SimCity. Congratulations if you've been able to actually play the game in the last 72 hours. It's been a little bit of a chore here, but we were able to put together some vids for you guys. We're going to release some sort of tips videos and such for you in the next couple of days. And we wanted to lead off with this one just because it seems like this might be needed in the community. Vendetta stumbled across an excellent method for making retarded amounts of money in a very quick period of time, and we're going to go through that here with us. So Vendetta, why don't you start us off here? This is about the trading specialization, basically, right?
It is. It's about the trading specialization and the electronics specialization,
which go together extremely well.
They do. Ironically, this city actually started off as an oil city.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah. Well, that's used heavily, though, because you got to unlock a bunch of stuff first, right?
Yeah, well, I was able to unlock the refineries, which allow you to produce fuel, and then I was able to use that fuel to upgrade my trade headquarters to where I could unlock the electronics, and from there, it just kind of, that was the ball game.
Yeah, it just sort of rolls from there. I mean, here, look, I mean, you've got this crazy fire station, and just as like a preface here, I'm sure there's some people noting at the bottom of the screen right now that you're socking away 76 grand down the drain every single hour, but also look to the number on the left. That's the important one. And
this is not sandbox mode, guys. This is legit.
Yeah, this is not sandbox. He's not pressing buttons here to get this. This amount of money is very, very feasible to make. You'll notice it just bumped up by about 4 million right there.
Yeah, I sold 20,000 TVs at roughly 200K per thousand.
Exactly. So that's the thing. It's like you're not trying to make a city here that's sustainable off of, taxes and normal budgetary stuff. This is a very, very, very trade-specific city. But as you can see, it's extremely lucrative. And if you don't mind seeing the red bar over there,
take a look here. You can see that 4 million. I just kind of cycled through some of my purchasing through my trade. But if you look there at the bottom with the monthly profit and transactions,
it's going bananas. It's
exactly.
Going bananas. So just to kind of give you guys sort of a walkthrough of how you might expect to sort of pull this off is you want to start off basically your bread and butter is the trade depot. That's where you get things going, right? You want to start with that, and essentially you want to start maybe in a city that has a natural resource like oil or coal or ore or something like that. Start pulling that crap out of the ground and then get it out the door. Sell, sell, sell. And when you do that, you're going to unlock the trade HQ. You're going to unlock the specific divisions and stuff for the various specializations, and you can build a trade port, maybe multiple trade ports. And the idea is you just completely travel down the line of buying and selling until you get to the point where you can make that electronics HQ off your trade, or is it the electronics division off the trade HQ? Is that what that is? I think.
Well, kind of both. You have the headquarters, and then, but you can also unlock the ability to import and export items via trade port.
True, yeah, or even some of it's off the recycling center, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I don't think the recycling center really counts towards that. It's based on your daily profits.
Oh, right. That's not for unlocking, but for the ability to buy and sell it at least.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you can put the lots down. Like, say if you collect a bunch of, metals and plastics and stuff from your recycling, and you've built those lines, built the metal reclamation line and built the plastics reclamation line on your recycling center, then you can add those storage lots to the trade port or the trade depots and actually buy and sell in those commodities. And you want to do that because they sell for a lot. And, if I'm not mistaken, trying to unlock some of these later things like processors and stuff like that, you have to sell a lot of commodities in a single day to get those kinds of unlocks. So
you do.
Yeah. But basically, again, so you just kind of start off small and make a bunch of transactions and get to the point where you can build the electronic stuff. Now, once you've done that, you also may have noticed that Vendetta had a university in this city. You really need to be high education to pull this off, because your workers in the processor factories and the consumer electronics factories need to be educated in order to kick things out, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I should point out, for those of you guys listening, when I originally went into electronics, I didn't have any school system whatsoever. It does greatly benefit you, though, because you'll become more efficient with educated
sims. Okay, so you can do it without that, but you don't
Exactly.
necessarily have to. I mean, you can, if you educate your guys, you're going to do better at it. You're going to kick processors and TVs and stuff and computers out all the faster. But generally, yeah, I love this too. Yeah, there's your approval rating. We're not saving the manatees here, guys.
I
Seriously.
couldn't figure out why they got mad.
Yeah. This isn't a city meant to like make people happy. You know, you're going a lot of industry here, and you know, you're really just trying to go for raw profit. You know, I think if you turn down the taxes, obviously, you could really, you know, make people very, very happy. I think if you get it down into the single digits, like low single digits, you really can't tick them off anymore.
Yeah, at the time of this recording, I wasn't paying attention to that. I mean, I didn't really care about the happiness factor. I was raking over money, and then it dawned on me. I was like, well, I could make them happier if I just turned the taxes to 1%.
Exactly.
Which I ended up doing, but not until after this recording, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, it's no big deal. I mean, this is essentially just to kind of demonstrate that this kind of profit potential is possible. And I think just from, you know, reading a lot of articles and stuff on this and watching some other videos and even talking to some other friends, people kind of fixate on that hourly budget figure. And as soon as they go red, everybody just goes completely bananas, like, oh my God, you know, my city's failing and we're out of money. If you're doing trade specialization, if you are doing it right, that number can be massively low. I mean, look at that. I mean, 75K an hour, that's suicidal. You know, if you ask anybody in the community right now, it would...
Yeah, they would be like, how are you, what do you mean you're losing 75 grand an hour?
Right, yeah. If you didn't see his total money right there next to it right now, if we had blurred that out, then you'd think this city is a complete failure, you know?
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that you can run the city at a loss and live completely off of your sales if you just set things up properly, you know, mine out your resources, use your recycling centers, get your education going, you know, and then just go trade. You know, the gambling cities and stuff, they sound sexy, sound fun, you know. Hell, I want to go to Vegas, you know. That's cool. I get it. You know, but it's just not nearly as profitable. The event cities and stuff, they can be fun too, and they can make you some good bank, but it's still, it seems like this really, really, really is the way to go. This is just massive profit potential. Now, I mean, it could change, right? I mean,
of course, yeah. I mean, it's subject to change with the fluctuation of the global market. But right there, I was showing you guys this. The city originally had a really big oil deposit and a little bit of coal. And again, that's how I got my business started.
Yeah, and that's all you need is one good deposit of one resource, really.
Right.
You know, and you can work with it from there. You know, water access right there, so you can do trade ports or the little, you know, the freight,
trade port.
Freight area. Yeah, the trade ports with the freight carriers. Those are really nice. If you build the airport there like he has, you can put the freight cargo areas on those so that your trucks can ship out your freight from there and, you know, send out all those processors and TVs faster. There's another extension on the rail line. Again, all those unlock with the trade port. So you got to get that upgraded, or sorry, the trade port, which is the upgraded trade depot.
Yeah, just to clarify though, the airport actually doesn't send out processors.
Oh, it doesn't?
Or TVs. No, that just ships factory freight from your industry.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I thought that you could do that for both. All right, so it's just the rail line and then the boats can help with that stuff. Okay. Still, it's nice, though, for the airport there to have that industry because what's nice about that is if your industry is producing too much freight, which is normally for commercial businesses, and it has nowhere to deliver it, then it can send it to the airport, you know, and send that stuff out, and it keeps your factories in business instead of everybody closing up shop with that stupid not enough places to ship freight line, you know, so that's cool.
Another thing I want to point out, too, guys, is mass transit is your best friend.
Oh,
if you guys will notice, look at my population. I have 171,000 people, and you guys can see all my trade trucks running around. They're having no problem because everyone is using mass transit. It's a little bugged right here. You guys can see the streetcars, for whatever reason, are not moving. I'm just going to bulldoze that.
Yeah, it happens, and yeah, that just becomes an issue sometimes with those streetcars. I don't know why, but you know,
I think it's a bug.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's going to be one of those things that'll sort itself out, but it's just one of those deals. And it's certainly not a thing where you want to avoid building the streetcars to avoid that bug. It's still too good. You want to have a lot of streetcars, have a lot of buses, bus stops, if you put a bus stop on either side of the street as well, every time you place one, or a park and ride and a bus stop across the street maybe, it prevents the buses from ever having to U-turn, which is really key as well. So that's another thing to remember with mass transit. Just basically get it to the point where you can get things done and get your Sims moving to where they need to be without ever having to get in a car. And then you're going to be in really good shape. So
you guys can see my profit right here on the bottom right. I'm making $6 million a day on TVs.
Yeah, no doubt. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, and just the outgoing trade is only like, 200 and some odd, a little under 220K.
Well, no, it's not showing alloy. I'm actually spending around $1 million, $1.5 million on alloy.
Oh, that's right.
But still.
Yeah, but you're pulling down 3 or 4 million. Yeah, there it is right there. There's your monthly transactions. 3.6 million per month is what's coming down. That's bananas. I mean, that's crazy.
And it's actually higher than that. That just happens to be the point
where it was at that time. Yeah,
exactly.
But even if that was it, I mean,
yeah, that's a net profit, guys, of 1.7 million, which is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely crazy. Oh, look, hey, the SimCity servers are down, attempting to reconnect. Boy, what a surprise. That happens occasionally. What are you gonna do?
Those 20,000 crates of TVs are worth essentially 4 million.
Yeah.
And I'm just waiting for a barge to come and pick them up because they'll buy them in slots of 20,000.
And as soon as those goods leave, that's when you get the money, which is awesome, And also, if you're buying goods, as soon as the truck delivers the goods, you're charged the amount at that time. So that's the timetable here, guys. But as long as you can get your economy up to the point where it can support, getting that trade network started, it seems to me that all the early goods, oil and coal and ore and stuff, that stuff translates into much, much higher profits if you turn it into alloy and plastic and fuel and things like that.
That's the key.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. You don't want to sell off any of your natural resources once you've unlocked the ability to make the next higher tier. That's when you want to keep there as you bulldoze in that road because they're all...
Yeah, those streetcars were really getting on my nerves. At one point, guys, I had 130,000 people on my streetcars, and I don't know why they all got stuck there, but I just decided to bulldoze the road.
Yeah, and then they'll just start over again there, but they'll spread out all over the city again and take care of business, obviously. But really, really crazy. When I saw this, man, I couldn't believe it, that all the streetcars you had, and that just really cuts everything down. It's amazing. But now
I had it maxed out.
Yeah, and that wait time down there obviously is, messed up because of the...
Yeah, that's a little skewed because they were bugged.
I think before you had it under like 30 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, when it was actually running correctly. But just to give you guys the example here and let you see a working city with an insane profit margin, if you'll just allow yourself to be okay with not having crazy green profits in your budget bar down there all the time. There's other ways to do things. There's other ways to make money, and it just so happens that those other ways are immensely better than the ways that you may have been using so far.
Exactly. I mean, I definitely feel this is probably I don't want to say non-traditional, but it takes a little getting used to because you look down there and you see, wow, negative 83,000. Like, what are you doing wrong?
Right.
That's just your gut reaction. But
clearly, it can't be that wrong when you're sitting there over 20 million.
Exactly.
That's the thing. So if you can get past that, then this is going to be a really viable city. It's almost like enabling sandbox mode for yourself.
It really is.
I mean, once you do this, but...
Bam, 4 million right there.
Yeah, just click and it's over. That's crazy.
See, take a look at that. 3.9.
Yeah, that's bananas. I love it. So
I can pretty much single-handedly build great works.
Exactly, and that's a great thing to be able to do, and to be able to do it out of sandbox where you can still get achievements and leaderboards. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and let us know what you think. If you have any thoughts on this, or if you found a better way even to make money than we've discovered so far, of course, we'd love to hear that too. But otherwise, be on the lookout here over the next few days and weeks to come. We're going to have a lot more SimCity for you. Vendetta, any final words?
Stay tuned for more. This is our first video, and, well, since the game went live, sorry it took so long, but there'll be more to come.
That's it, folks. We'll see you soon. Take it easy.